Oh. Five Nights at Freddy's. Na, da, 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 da. What's up? What's up, fam? Today we are doing a beginner's tutorial, a beginner's speedrun route that I made myself to help you guys get into speedrunning Mario 64, specifically the Rom Hack by Kaze Mario Odyssey 64. This is one of the most fun demakes, ROM hacks that I've ever played. Really well made, like too well made. Like they don't get paid for this shit. Like it's kind of ridiculous, you know. But anyway, here we go. We're already, as you see, we're already doing tricks. We're already doing shenanigans. We're flying around the place and shit. Okay, I gotta check because my door just likes to randomly open. And I'll get into Cappy Flight in a little bit. Being able to throw Cappy, bounce off of him, and repeat theoretically infinite times to fly or pretty much wherever we want. That's the biggest speed tech. But for now, what I'm going to say is you want to get these 3 overworld moons right away because that will unlock Cascade World or Dino World, Land Before Time, if you will. And so the reason why you want to do this world first is just because it's a lot more difficult and janky than the other world that's available in the beginning, and it's very reset heavy. Speaking of, first thing we do here is we race Turtle Man. The thing about racing Turtle Man, there's a couple things about it. For one, you want to do it as fast as you can because unlike other Mario games like Sunshine, you don't have to wait for him to catch up at the finish line. So the faster you do this race, the more time you are saving. So like right here, I'm going to, finish the race, pass this, and then just immediately be on my way. We're going to come back for the moon later. The other thing about racing the turtle is that there's a clip we're about to do. We clip to the wall and grab a moon. And the fastest way to do this, the non-beginner's route, is to do that clip while you're doing the race. But it's really difficult. It's really tight timing. And then if you mess that up, you have to exit the level and come back in order to reset Turtle Man. Canonically, that's his name. Weird, Jumpman, Turtle Man, like get creative. Okay, right here. Here's the clip. So you see how that where they meet. It's not in the middle where you think it would intuitively be. It's more to the left, and there is like kind of a space height wise in the middle where you kind of bounce off. But if you go low or high, you should be able to go. You should be able to clip through pretty easy. Just long jump, and then use a little bit of Cappy right here, so we can get over to this moon. Saves a lot of time. So yeah, you normally would do that and then continue the race. The way I do it, after I grab the moon after the race, I just SD so I can come right back here. Um, these chain chomps can really fuck your day up. Yep, just like that. There's a little glitch right here that happens. It's pretty common for glitches to happen on these electric things. Just one of the little bugs that wasn't quite sorted out. And then from here, you can Cappy jump, get on top of the mountain. But I didn't learn it that way. And we're going to do some big momentum jumps here with some Cappy Flight to jump over here. So we're going to hold Z, press B to go in our sprint Sonic mode, and then immediately press A, just like that. And then we throw Cappy, we hold Z, dive, jump off Cappy. You're not really doing it like in a loop with this way. So it's a lot easier. But I think I ended up messing on the way back. And this is probably a good time to talk about Cappy Flight. So, what is it? So you want to be in the air, press R or L, whatever you have it assigned to, shoulder button, to throw Cappy. And the intended mechanic, is you press Z and B. Z Mario will do a flip and get ready to ground pound. But what you're supposed to do is press B before that and just dive and bounce off the hat. If you wait, you jump, you throw the hat, you hold Z, Mario does a little flip, and right before he's about to ground pound, if you press A then, if you wait a little bit, then when you bounce off the hat, it'll immediately be back on your head, meaning you can throw it again and repeat. it's always longer than you think. The whole key is to just like stay calm and just to wait, because you want to do everything really fast because you're like, it's a trick, I'm in the air, but it's all about waiting. You want to wait for Mario to get in the right position to bounce off the hat. If you do it too early, you're fucked. Um, is it if you do it too early or too? I'm trying to think. I think it's if you hold it too. Yeah, because I would always say better to be late than yeah. So you can do it even later. Basically, there's room for error. So like if you don't hold long enough, and that's what it is. If you do it early, if you don't hold long enough and you bounce off Cappy too soon, what happens is as soon as you bounce off a Cappy, he's not going to be on your head. He's going to be like up here, and you're going to be falling, and Cappy's, you're not going to be able to throw him. He's not there, and you're going to fuck it up. So what you do then is don't hold forward, so you don't dive. Um, Wait a sec, so you fall, and you're, kind of falling straight down, and then press B to kick, and you'll kick yourself. Mario's like falling, and he'll kick himself up into the hat, and then you can throw it again. So you got to watch your timing with each ones. But if you do it this way, then there's at least that room for error. Right here, we've already done a lot that I've skipped over. This is the only the only level where it matters about grabbing golden coins. Um, so after this moon, once we jump off of these hats right here, we want to have 26. If you don't, keep track of that and make sure that you catch up. So right there, we got them all. We got 26. If you jump off of that thing and you only have 25, which can happen, there's one right there in front of me. Or no, I guess you grab that one anyway, but there's other ones later. But uh, once we get up here, we're at 35. We're kind of set up because we're just going to be grabbing blue coins for the most part, which give you 5 coins each. So this was a really good Cappy Land or Bloodborne or whatever level for me. You're just managing a lot. You're keeping track of your money, and the route is very tight with grabbing all these coins, grabbing the moons. Not mess. And a mess up can cause you a lot of time for sure. This next moon right here is faster to Cappy jump over. I just like to do the safety strat for this one because it's kind of a long jump for like you have to do the Cappy jump multiple times. Cappy fly, do the loop. I kind of like to just do it the normal way, take the safe route here and just use the Goomba, because it's just not that much slower. And we're gonna make sure we're at 80 here. Blue coins in Mario's face. Grab 80, then we SD to come back to the beginning. And we're setting up for a trick. We want to make sure before we, so there's coins there in the background. We want to make sure that before we jump on those, we have 95, because those are going to be the last 5 we grab, and we want to grab them in a specific order to set up for a trick. So we grab all these coins right here. Make sure anytime you want to do a sprint, the little Mario sprint ball thing, that you're at a complete stop. You'll have a lot of awkward movement if you just are running and try to press C and B or something. You got to press C for a second and make sure you're in that mode. And there's it goes pretty deep as far as like how optimal you can make your movement, especially with all the new movement options. So for here, this is the trick. You want to jump, land on those coins from top to bottom, so the moon spawns, but we don't get it. I fumble a little bit here at the end. And then use the frog, jump, and grab this moon. So then we'll land on the other moon, and ideally, if you do it without messing up, it's just a lot faster. I don't know if you can fall through it and grab it. Like, even if you fall through it, you just jump and just grab it again, but yeah. And then you can normal Cappy flight or jump off of there. I like to use the frog right here. So like the Cappy flying that I do, you don't really gain height. You're just kind of maintaining height or falling. So like right here, so that was a perfect example. Like I bounced off of him, I had to fall and kick up into the hat. And if I'm starting above like my destination, I have more room for error. I can be more lax about like the timing, because I can afford to lose a little bit of height and jump back up and do it the safer way, which I was kind of doing intentionally there. Here we're already off to the third world. It's such a fast run. These guys really get the movement down here. The way they like ascend and like how do you jump out of the ascending can be a little tricky. obviously, clip right there, pretty free, walk through the wall. Just don't jump too high or you'll lose this guy. And we don't want to do that. He can also stun lock you in there too. That's fun when he stun locks you and just beats the shit out of you in that little room. So like right here, I'm gonna hold and walk into the wall, and then when I'm at my height, I'll start, descending. But I'll come over here, bounce off of there. It's a lot. It's really fun though. I really love how there's, you can like possess the different guys, and it really adds to the speed run that you play as little characters for little moments of time and have to get their movement down and shit. So another guy right over here. Oh god, that was scary. This map can be super punishing just because of how vertical it is. If you fall down and then you don't have one of these guys, you're just like so fucked. Do really light tap jumps here to save time going uphill. And then after this moon, if you don't want to do the Cappy flight or you fuck up the Cappy flight after this, it's fine because there's a secret like place. There's a stump just like that we were on at the very beginning of the level where you spawn, or if you stand on it, it'll teleport you over here. But we're gonna do the Cappy flight. So we're gonna jump, throw Cappy, hold Z, B, bounce off a Cappy, have Cappy again, throw him, Z, bounce. Those are all pretty good, Cappy loops as far as I didn't have to wait too long. And then this next part, we're going to use the Cappy flight to just vertically ascend. Make sure you don't do it too fast. That's what mixes you up. Just be calm and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is, jump, throw, Z, dive. Jump, throw, Z, dive. And just 1, 2, 3, don't like when I do it, I'm like 1, 2, 3. Like make sure each one is a separate action and just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll get up there no problem. But if you get frustrated and you are doing it fast and stuff, it can be surprisingly hard. But just don't think about it that way. That's not that hard. All right, right here we have a lot more Cappy flight. We're gonna see, because I'm starting high above, I'm gonna give myself a little more wiggle room. So like that was pretty good. But like right here, that was pretty good. I say right there. Yep. See how I had to fall? I had to fall and let Cappy kind of line up, make sure I wasn't going forward, and then kick back up into Cappy so I can throw him again. That was really good. It's definitely I would fuck that up a lot and then have to come back. With this cannon, I think you just press A twice to raise to the first level. So just press A twice, that raises your thing. Shoot a little bit, and then press A like 3 more times, and then just shoot a little bit more. So you're not really like aiming, just memorize that, and you'll be able to get all these targets real fast. I can't believe this is like one of the slower runs too. It seems so good, but with the top runs, you're doing a lot. You're doing a much more complicated. Oh, well, let me go over this real quick. All right, this boss, his hitbox and his hurtbox is huge. So just stand in place, turn around, short hop, and ground pound. That's it. Like, look at that. It's ridiculous. If you try to actually jump on him normally, you'll hit him because his hurtbox is bigger. His hitbox is bigger than you think. What was I talking about? Was it Cappy flight? Shoot. Whatever. Oh yeah, with the top runners, the way they do Cappy flight is really a lot harder, and they get a lot more vertical height off of it. So, like, it's so much Cappy flying. Okay, right here, this is the only time that I really do this. I'm gonna jump off of here, and then I'm doing a Cappy flight, but I'm turning around. It's pretty tricky. Top runners use it a lot more, but for there, you only kind of do it the one time and skip most of this level. That was really good. I mean, this secret in general just went really well, because you can lose a fuck ton of time here by falling into the water and having to slowly get back out and all that. But that was really good. Because that's kind of like what we're doing before, but except we have 2 walls. We're just bouncing off of them. This is just like 1 wall, so it's like, jump, bounce, throw Cappy, bounce off Cappy, and then turn around, wait a sec, kick and throw. It's a little tricky. All right, we're already in the fucking last world, basically. This clip is super free. Just fucking walk through it. It's even easier if you possess that Goomba and just kind of jump with the Goomba and then, press R to pop out. I just accidentally killed him. After that, we're going to slide over here, pound on this, get another moon. And then when we come down here for the bullet bills, you don't have to get super duper close, and you don't want to because you might get hit. It's all about like where you're at, left or right. So just make sure you kind of come over to the middle more. Once he starts moving, I'm going to try to time it, so just get him right away. And this is my favorite level in the game because I found the second ice clip for this level all on my own. It was, oh my god, dude, the fucking like dopamine rush when you have a clip in mind, when you have like a thing like I need to get through this wall. If I could get through this wall, it would be it would be so awesome to save this all this time. And like rarely does you actually find a way to do it when doing glitch hunting, but I actually fucking figured out this whole clip that's coming up next on my own. It was, oh my god, so excited when I did it. And then I found like the faster way to do it and everything. So up until this point, this is pretty much the same way the pros do it. I just grab this moon instead of a more difficult moon. With the movement with the Goombas, gain speed going downhill, lose speed going uphill. So just ride the downhill and then jump uphill like this. Saves frames, but whatever. Stand in the specific spot on the bench and then jump into the wall, and you'll go through it. And you have to be a Goomba. Like that. And then that little strip there on the wall, there's a little piece of geometry is the only thing we can even make contact with. And the camera's really weird here, but we side flip off of that and then back flip, boom, skip the other ice. So the normal intended way to get both the first moon and the last moon of this level, where we clip through to skip the ice, the intended way is like you have to fight an entire boss, and then when you come back, the ice is melted. So as far as like an alt for this moon, like saves a lot of time because it's a pretty fast moon in general. So it's not that hard to do the clip once you get it down. We're already at the end of the run, man. This is crazy. So 29, we just come back and do this boss fight. This is another part where you can definitely bleed a lot of time. The faster way to do it is to kick these dudes into each other, but that's also the riskier way. But even just grabbing them, like right there, just whiff twice, like you can really just fuck up and fumble. I think I'll fuck up a little bit more, but just one of those things that a little bit harder than it looks. You don't really realize how much time you can lose. Right here, it's pretty easy to kick the guys into each other. I was kind of just like fucking around. I don't know why I didn't just do it the way I always do it. All right, so this guy, I like to throw this guy into the last guy and then immediately dive into the moon. However, I really messed it up, but this is basically better. As soon as I throw him, I'm diving, so I'm gonna hit that moon as soon as it spawns. Boop. Then we're at 30 moons, so we've unlocked the final castle, final boss. All we gotta do is just go into a level so we can come back and it's loaded. Again, the pros will take the chance to, they won't waste that time and they'll grab like their last moon right there, but you don't need to do it that way. Right here, you can jump and use Cappy to climb this rope faster, but sometimes you will soft lock. You will spawn into this level, Mario won't be there, you'll soft lock and ruin the game. Real quick too, the pros, the top runs, right when you start out this level, you turn left and you just Cappy jump a bunch. So it's like the most jumps you do, and you go up, 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 and you skip the whole level. But it's so hard to learn that. So this is the alternate route, which I got down pretty optimized. And I even found some of my own tricks. But motion sickness warning right here. Don't look. I'll tell you when you can look. This is just like a thing I like to do for good luck. I always do this. All right, motion sickness warning over. This trick I found, instead of having to climb up this whole thing, if we just jump and side flip, we can aggro these dudes and lure them to just jump down here. And if you walk through that thing right there, it'll clip you a little bit, it saves like just a couple frames, but it is a thing. Okay, the mechanics with the bird is a little janky. It's super easy to die here. You just really got to get it down. This Rom Hack is amazing, super well made. That was a really clutch jump right there. But it's just a fact of life that at any Rom Hack you're speedrunning, it's not going to be as ironed out necessarily as other games, but it's like because they did this shit for free. But That's the only real part where it's that, and then like just like the geometry of Cascade World, which is just really awkward. Okay, right here, do the same thing every time. So immediately sprint and grab this guy. He's always going to jump in that spot. You need to be really fast and hit Bowser before he jumps. Right there. As soon as you hit him, turn around, that guy's going to be there. This part I fucked up. If I hadn't, I could have run and grabbed this guy in time. Same spot, I grab him right there, except I would have grabbed him before Bowser started jumping around and just immediately hit him again. But lost just a little bit of time. That's that. As soon as you grab the moon, that's time. And there you go. This is a beginner's route too. This is a slow route. Like I think the top run is like 10 minutes or something, literally half this time, which is ridiculous. And which is really why I wanted to make a beginner's guide, a beginner's route, because like the higher level play, the better runs. You're just doing, vertical climbing vertically with cappy jumps, and you're just cappy jumping the whole time. You're in cappy flight like the whole time. Just cappy flight from one moon to the other, and it kind of like some people are off put about that and think it's lame because it's too far removed and skipping all the platforming and normal gameplay. With this beginner's route, there's a real nice combination of that. A lot less cappy flying, but still all the necessary ones to save lots of time. They're made a little bit easier, a little more room for error, and more like platforming and other gameplay. So this is one of the funnest runs I've ever done. Um, I guess it's one of the. It's really. It's like there's no frame perfect tricks or anything, but it's just like such complex, deep movement. Really, like SM64 was already a very deep game when it comes to just like the complexity of movement, and then adding all these other movement options with Cappy just makes the game so fun. Um, but doing Cappy flight can be really awkward at first. It can be really hard to get down. Just try not to get frustrated once you get it down. It becomes a lot easier. Right here, I was trying to show off. I was trying to Cappy fly all the way up to the invisible ceiling, because if you do it perfectly my way, you actually will gain height, which you see right here. I did like quite a lot of good ones. Jump off of here, and then I miss it. But yeah, there you go. That's that. That is Super Mario 64 Odyssey, Beginner's Guide, Speedrun, Rom Hack by Kaze. Super awesome. Go check them out. Go check out the other creators. I showed all the, the credits and shit. And yeah, like and subscribe, I guess. Bye.